Hello, 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 and good morning. Welcome back to another edition with Sal Cosentino, your sales warrior. So, as you can see here, sales warriors, even after taking like, okay, this is gonna upset a lot of people, and I'm gonna be straight out, and I'm gonna let you guys know that worry about yourselves, worry about yourselves, and take care of yourselves, right? There's a lot of sales rookies out there that take the exam, get the licensing, but still make mistakes. Common rookie mistakes. And again, our goal here today is to get those takeaways from our sales warriors that are know what's going on and see it and lived it and been through it. We there's a lot of people out there that oh, they'll make a sale and they're jumping for joy and excited, ecstatic. Hey, I just got a sale, and meanwhile they didn't go through that. The training that they went through didn't give them the results that they wanted, or the way they presented their results didn't coincide with the way a sales warrior is trained. And I don't care if this pisses a lot of people off. I really don't care. But again, there's rookies out there, and they're trained and they got education, and yeah, I'm a professional this, I'm a professional that. But meanwhile, they don't know the ins and out of what a good professional sales warrior does. It takes a lot of practice. You're not going to get it right away, but you got to learn how to do these things. And I see it over and over and over and over again, and it's really starting to piss me off, right? And sometimes I've done it too. I don't care. Again, don't worry about me. Or try to teach you guys how to do it too, and get you guys to stay on the same plane, to stay on the same level, right? Because if we keep going off course, you're never going to get those sales. You're never going to get those numbers that you want, right? Like I said, you have your chart, right? And companies will get up here and then bang, they'll get down here. Why? Because of lack of training, right? Right? We want those numbers back here. We don't want it even, right? We don't want it dropping. We want it up, right? And that's our job as sales warriors. In this recording today, I'm going to talk about these 5 takeaways, right? And takeaways, right? And you know, I'm going to start off with the first one. As you can see here, never answer objections without understanding context. Okay, what does that mean, Sal? You want to qualify yourself first, reframe it. Again, you always want to never answer without understanding the actual context itself, right? So there's a lot of objections like, what's the cost? Okay. And we're gonna go based on what a rookie would say versus what a professional response, and kind of give you a role play example. That way you guys understand how that works, right? Second, you always want to qualify, reframe, and guide. So, for example, I'll give you one example here. What's the cost, right? So, a rookie mistake would obviously, immediately price quoting, get on the defensive edge, over explain that feature without connecting to the actual value of the product, right? And there's no qualification whatsoever. As professionals, right? That's what we want you guys to be. That's where I want to be, obviously, and I want to continue to stay that way and learn and excel, right? And make that plan, right? When we always qualify first, right? As a sales professional, we don't want to share what the budget range you plan for this project. We could say, hey, how do we qualify this in a conversation? We could say, can you share what budget range you plan for this project? And this goes for anything, right? So the position price, for example, return on an investment, or just anything in general, or just the product itself, we could say this $100,000 solution can save you XYZ annually in downtime, right? And you don't want to give, well, you're giving your price, but you don't want to reach out to those numbers, right? And again, professional would say, as a position price for a return on investment, we could say, hey, with an example, right? We could say, hey, this $100,000 solution could save you X amount of dollars annually in downtime, right? We can leave the rule of three as an offer option, right? The rule of three that I spoke about millions of times with you guys, and not the ways how to handle the objections, but the rule of three for me, in any situation, right, was a simple, better, best, right? And we talked about that in earlier videos. You guys can follow that. So, and then you, as a response, as a professional, we want to guide, right? We want to basically lead with outcomes and not numbers. We do use the rule of three options when possible, simple, best, better, and best. Um, you know, and we want to maintain confidence, right? And consultative tone. For anybody who's asking me what a consultative tone, right? Um, it doesn't mean a rough tone or a tone that's unbearing, or it doesn't mean like you know you have to have a sweet tone, like, okay, I just want to let you know that below the same object handling rewritten in a consultative and executive level sales tone, right? So what that means is, that's a fair question. Before I give you a number, can I take a moment to understand what outcome you're trying to achieve? That way I can make sure that I'm giving you a relevant answer, not just the price, right? So again, why that works is, you're going to respect the question. You're going to avoid uh, commoditization, and you're obviously going to positions and it obviously positions you as a guide, right? Consultative tone is to consult with the customers, right? So that's a fair question. Before I give you a number, can I take a moment to understand what outcome you're trying to achieve? That way I can make sure I'm giving you a relevant answer, not just the price, right? So refrain from the price. And we talked about that too. Um, Celebrate small wins, right? You can celebrate small wins, but keep focus on the next actionable step, right? So, small wins are small wins, but like sometimes, like I said, and I say this to well, I don't say it to enough people, but I should be saying it to enough people, because I'll tell you right now, in my experience, uh, you know, a lot of the times people will make those rookie mistakes, right? And they'll try to celebrate these small wins, right? But again, keep that fantastic energy. Right? It's that lighthearted start is exactly what drives creativity and collaboration, right? So I'm excited to see what you guys accomplish today, right? So invite your team into another conversation, or to a group, right? Conversation. That way you can talk about what drives, right? And what outcomes occurred, right? So, before we talk numbers, can I confirm what outcome is most important to you? Like, this will help me recommend the best three solutions for your needs, right? So I'm not ready to give the price yet, right? In any example, except explaining ROI, like return on investments. But like when you're selling a product, you never want to give the price, and you really don't want to argue, right? I'm gonna end this video for today. I want to thank you very much for joining, and talk to you soon.